Got that shit in there.
From the 757 to the 713, where you know we stay whipping through the streets. Some will call it swinging bang, some will call it slow ride. I just call it cruising to the beat.
It's the Cruising Podcast.
Cruising to the beat.
Da, 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 da. It's the Cruising Podcast.
Cruising to the
Da, 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 da.
Yeah. Welcome back. Yeah, we made it through. We got through the storm, yeah. Whew. Man, that was a rough one. That was completely a rough one. I did not see it that was rough. Let's just be real. Hurricane Beryl did some work this time. But where you can find the Cruising Podcast is on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Patreon, YouTube, and anywhere you can find podcast needs is where you can find the Cruising Podcast. Also, where you find latest updates of the show is on Instagram at Cruising Podcast, also on Twitter at Nicetown Finest. Woo! We are back. Yes. Woo! If you just got done listening to the intro music, that is Gilla 713. Or Gilla, and also Nicole Quinn. If you guys get a chance, definitely go check out their music at Gilla 713 and also at Songbird ATX. I don't even know what name I would do that. We'll just do it's the Cruising Podcast. I don't know. I think that would be the title. Maybe if we're looking for a title of the song. Might be cool, but it might be it. You know what I mean? Hey man, I don't know. I'm too, you know what I mean? I mean, you know what? Yeah, but I'm joking. Okay. But, as you guys probably have noticed, there was no pod last week, mostly because of a storm that decided to hit the Houston area and knock out all power for over almost a week. Not over a week, almost a week. Some people are still without power, and it's been a week since the storm has hit the Houston area. So all those that either have lost something or lost a person or lost anything throughout this whole storm process, my condolences and prayers to you, and well wishes and things like that. Man, it was like, it's crazy because this hurricane hits and it's just like, when power gets shut down in Houston, which this is starting to become too much of it's really Texas thing, but at the same time, it's been Houston pretty much getting smacked for the past couple months. But when we're getting our stuff shut down, it's just like we're in the middle of a heat wave. It's the sun didn't just say, "Yo, they just got hit by a storm. I'm gonna chill out for a second." No, some people are in houses right now that are probably in the upper 90s degrees. You know what I mean? Running on aka generators, running on generators and things like that. And it's just, it sucks, man. It's a terrible feeling. I like being hot. I'm a person, I will walk around with a hoodie on if they allowed me at work, but they don't allow me at work. Apparently that's frowned upon from certain people. I don't know. But you can wear, I would wear a hoodie. I don't give a damn. It's not, but at the same time, there's a time where, it's unbearable. And it got to a point where it was very unbearable at some points, where I just had to go out in the car and just cool myself down because it got so hot. And you're over here just trying to find different places to be warm and things like that. And it sucks, man. It is a sucky feeling. Feel like we were back in the 1840s. I guess that's how I felt in the 1840s. Like, imagine our great ancestors are not too far away, didn't have electricity, didn't have air conditioning. Some of them didn't have indoor plumbing. You had to go to the outhouse to, go take your poops and peeps. It's crazy. You know what I mean? Like, we really went through that. And also what was even weirder was that we didn't have any cell service. Yeah, so you couldn't really use your phone. I had to go travel to a very far area outside of my neighborhood to just use my phone. So it was a really trying time. Good thing we live in the 20, what was this, 21st? 20, I don't know, whatever century we're supposed to be in right now. um it's a good thing we live in this one instead of, back in the 1600s, because I'm sure most of the population of Texas would have been screwed. I mean, I'm part of that majority. But I'm just glad that we got out of there safe and sound. We feel, I mean, like, I know it was a category. I know everybody's like, "Look, man, it was a Category 1 hurricane," but you gotta understand. A couple weeks ago, we just got hit by not by hit by like a tropical storm, and then like a couple weeks before that, we had tornadoes. It was like Mother Nature's pissed off with Houston. I don't know what Houston has done, but I would like Mother Nature to like be like, "Look, you got us. All right, we're trying. All right, please stop being mad at us. Stop being mad at all of us. It sucks. All right, so please stop hitting us in the face. Please, okay, please. Can we get a little reprieve? I think that's what was the problem with this. Why this storm did so much damage is because of the other storms that hit, kind of weakened the infrastructure of the city. This city can't take on that much water in that little bit of days. Like, I know you guys probably have heard of Hurricane Harvey and what Harvey did, but like, I feel like this storm did a lot more damage than Harvey did. A lot more damage. It's to the city. I don't know to the lives, or hopefully not too much to the lives, um but definitely to the city. This Category 1 hurricane did so much damage because we have been getting smacked left and right due to weather. So, I just hope everybody's doing okay. I hope everybody is living, doing family things and being. I cannot believe it's July 17th. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's the worst month to not have power. No, sorry, next month will be the worst month to not have power. So hopefully we don't have any tropical storms coming in, because that would really suck. And also, what also sucks is after you get hit by a hurricane that is raining for the next couple days also. I mean, it rains the next couple days, so power line crew can't do anything. There's trees down onto power lines. I've seen big ass trees on top of power lines, like just sitting there on top of the power lines. Just like, I've seen whole streets covered by a tree, like, to a point to where you are trying to look down the street and the only thing you see is the tree. Like, and I'm telling you, this is like big streets that I work on, the long streets, not the long streets, if you know what I mean. No, but the long streets, you can't even see on the other side. Like, it's just nothing but trees. I even watched a little cat go, like, and pretty much make a little tunnel through the through. Sorry, I probably hit the mic on that one. Make a little tunnel through the tree that was down. You know what I'm saying? This was crazy. I've seen like an old tree at one of my stops that I frequent, that was knocked down in the middle of the street. I'm just happy that, it's crazy because, like, a lot of people were fortunate to not have their house hit by a tree. Other people weren't. And I've seen businesses that look like they got yo, what? Heads up, new recording track started due to changes in your devices. What changes to my devices? Whoa, hold on. No, please. Hold, please. Sorry, y'all. Speakers. Where's my mic? Yo, this joint is stupid. You can mute while recording, but can't switch mics. But you just switched the mics. You just switched it. Hold on. Oh my gosh. And there's no pause button. Oh my goodness. Hopefully you guys can hear me. That's Yo, what? All right. Sorry, y'all. I don't know what just happened. That's never happened at all. Like my video went down, and it looks like my mics kind of went down too. My good mic just went down. See, this is why I need to get. I probably have to get Apple stuff for this situation. This is stupid. Wow, that really, and I can't even change back to my mic. Wow. Oh, that's stupid. Oh, Riverside, you might be done, homie. Yo, Riverside might be done. Like I don't know about this part of the story. Like we might have to find a new recording. Ash, Ash recording is higher quality. I hope so. This is okay. Well, I guess this is what we're doing here. So yeah, man, I hope that, like I said, I hope everybody's doing well. That kind of like derailed everything. Goodness gracious. So I did want to, part of the podcast was me talking about the storm. Also, part of the podcast is me talking about not what happened over the weekend. Sorry, I will refrain from having my I will refrain from having my opinions. I'm done talking about political stuff. I won't do it. We're not going to do it. So I'm going to keep away from it. All right. Actually, if you go to the Patreon, you probably can go check it out because the Patreon's about to have some political things. But because you need to pay for that type of information. Oh, goodness gracious. That sucked. All right. So what I wanted to talk about today was really two movies that surprisingly were really good. And were not overly hyped, which is even better. I cannot believe that. I can't believe they worked out. First, I want to talk about Bad Boys, the newest Bad Boys edition. I'm going to say this. That was the best one since the second one. I think if there's a tier list right now for Bad Boys, I'm going to say it's Bad Boys 2, 3, 1. No. Bad Boys 2, 4, 1, and 3. 3 was good, but it wasn't. What I like about this newest Bad Boys movie was that it wasn't. How can I say this? That it wasn't overly hyped. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't the biggest hype, around this Bad Boys movie. And I think it really came out of nowhere. I didn't even know this movie was coming out. And then all of a sudden, they're like, yeah, there's a new Bad Boys movie coming out. I'm like, oh, I guess we're watching Bad Boys. And I was very, very impressed. I like the whole thing where really they finished the storyline off of the last Bad Boys. It seemed like these two movies were closely connected to each other, and they did a really good job of keeping that connection and keeping us with, I'm sorry, this came out almost over a month ago, so you can go eat it if you have a problem with me kind of spoiling it. It's going to be a little bit of a spoiler. But, they're finishing off Captain Howard's mission that we didn't even know that we didn't know that the Bruja that from the Bad Boys 3, aka Mike having a child from a lady that's called the Witch. Of course he does. And them dealing with, the fallout of Captain Howard being killed. And it was cool that they made sure Captain Howard is still kind of part of this movie, because he's been a big staple. The one person like that, the two people that I was missing, maybe I'm the only one that was missing them, and that's okay if I'm the only one that was missing them, was the two Hispanic dudes, the two Cuban dudes. Right? They were Cuban, if I remember correctly. And that was kind of weird because I think they were in 3, if I remember correct. I think they were like maybe had a little small part in 3. They definitely have a big part in 2. I'm glad that they brought on these the newer cast of characters, the younger kids. I do like that they kind of gave us a better relationship between Mike and his son. I think that I like that they made Marcus kind of less scared throughout this movie too. Like when him going through what he went through in the beginning of the movie, and then him just not bitching the whole time. Really, just him kind of getting Mike right. To tell you the truth, Mike was almost like kind of the one dude that was kind of gun shy a little bit. Maybe because he just got married or something like that. I don't know, but I think that this movie did such a great job. And let's just be real, the MVP of the movie is Reggie. Like we all know who the MVP is. It was Reggie. What Reggie did in those 2 minutes, screen time wise, I think that was the most people probably killed in this movie ever. As much damage as Mike has done, I think Reggie did way more damage than Mike in this. If we're being honest, Reggie went off. He went on a nice streak right there. He could call in helicopters. I think he can get the dogs. I think he did enough to get dogs for sure. And also, get the, he was almost had nuke level type, performance in Bad Boys 4. Like he did definitely was nuke level performance by him. If we're talking Call of Duty language. But for real, like let's be real, like Reggie did work that we probably had a feeling that he had in him, seeing that he was a former Marine. But yeah, that was that, and then them being scared of him, that was even better. I love the ending to that. Uh, but but seriously though, that was a very good, surprising movie. Violent. That was probably the more violent of the movies prior. I mean, the Bad Boys franchise has been a very violent time. And it's kind of crazy that I think this was probably the shortest waiting time, like between 3 and 4. I think this was the shortest time between movies. Like I think 1 and 2 came out like almost 7 or 8 years after each other, right? It was a while before those movies came out. I might be wrong. Hey, if anybody want to fact check me, I might need to fact check myself. It's probably a problem. But it took a while for between 2 and 3, of course. And I think this was definitely the shortest time between the two. And I think they did an amazing job, man. I really do. I think that they really pulled this one off. I think because they didn't have as much fanfare. They, especially with the whole Will Smith smack situation. And I'm glad that they did a play on that because that was hilarious. Um, I'm really intrigued to see if they do another Bad Boys. There was avenues for another Bad Boys movie. I think the comedy was on point. I think the action was on point. I think this storyline was one of the better storylines. I'm glad that it wasn't that they didn't really have this as a self-contained movie. Like I said, this is a branch straight off of Bad Boys 3. Like I love that Bad Boys 1 and 2 were kind of their own entities, their own story, like their own story. That was their story, and that's the way we were going to roll with this. But with this one and this and 3, I think they did a really good job of continuing that story and really just playing off of it very well and giving us new cast of characters. I think they did. I really think, I'm from my heart of hearts, it was a great movie. And I wouldn't say, like I said, it's number 2 on my list. I don't know what number 1 for you guys, number 1 or 2 would be, but I think it's those. I really think Bad Boys 2 is the best sequel movie of any of all time. Yeah, I would have to do a list on that. Yeah, I would definitely do a list on that, but I would definitely say Bad Boys 2 is the best sequel of a movie of all time. That's just my opinion. But next, what I do want to talk about is Axel F on Netflix. Ooh. Sorry. So, okay, let me give you a little background on your boy. So, me and my mom are big Beverly Hills Cop fans. I know it's kind of crazy. A lot of y'all are like, what? What are you talking about? Yeah, Yeah, we're big Beverly Hills Cop fans. Yes, the first Beverly Hills Cop did come out before I was born. I don't give a fuck. Doesn't matter. But yeah, I think I might sound crazy, but we saw the third one. I remember seeing the third one in movies theaters. Don't know if it was with my mother. Don't think it was. Might have been. I don't know. I was only 4. Why would you take me to a Beverly Hills Cop movie? Well, but that's one. Okay, to be honest though, it was set in like a fake Disneyland. Okay, and actually, I loved Beverly Hills Cop 3. Maybe other people didn't. I love Beverly Hills Cop 3. Maybe because that was the one that was most recent for me. But like, yeah, you tripping. I think 3 was my favorite because maybe I watched it over like 115 times since I've been a kid. I love it. I love that they went to an amusement park. I love that they kind of did a play on like Disneyland or something like that. I thought it was great. But Axel F, whoo, it's been so long. Think about this, Joe. I want to say, right, 3 came out in 94. 94, 95-ish, something like, somewhere around there. I might be wrong. This has been, what, 30 years in the making? This movie has been 30 years in the making. An older Axel Foley having a kid that's pretty much 30 years old. Could make sense. And I'm just going to say this. This one was by far one of the better versions of the Beverly Hills Cop. I would have to rewatch 1 and 2 again. I would have to rewatch it for sure. I love 1, love 2. I think actually, if we're talking about trilogy type deals, Beverly Hills Cop needs to be up there, like comedy, action comedy wise. This needs to be like a number 1 like trilogy movies too. Like that was a really good trilogy, and then them to have a 4th one come out and it like really was not bad at all. I'm an Eddie Murphy fan. That I know sounds crazy, but you know I watched Delirious. All right, don't there. Look. I am a stand up snob, stand up comedy snob. So if you have a problem with it, you can go check yourself to I don't give a fuck. Okay, yeah. So I'm a fan of Eddie Murphy. I love Eddie Murphy and Boomerang. I'm a big fan. Okay, but Axel F, he killed this role. He kills the role of Axel Foley. Let's just be real. I love that they pulled on some of the nostalgia, you know, especially him coming in the back of the car, you know, and him having to go back to, and then, oh my gosh, why do I always forget his name? The European dude that had, I wish, okay, so he had a lot of money, of course. The European dude did. And I remember where he had a gun on the third one that had a microwave on it. And like you can shoot the gun and microwave sandwiches or something like that. It was sweet. It was a cool ass gun. This was on the third one. Yes, this was the third one. And so I'm cool with I think this was action comedy wise. This was so good. I think this is a good summer movie so far. I think that for that one to be part of a streaming service and for me sitting in the theaters watching Bad Boys 4, I really have to say that they did an amazing job with these older IPs. These are older IPs. Like these are 90s. These are late 80s, early 90s movies. Like let's be real. So I think they did an amazing job of pulling at nostalgia heartstrings with us. I think that they also did a really good job of continuing a story that, you know, that in a fresher way, you know, with the same cast of characters. It was crazy. And I would have to say this though. My brother actually is the one that brought this up. He said, "Man, what if they did a Bad Boys and Beverly Hills Cop crossover?" Let's go. Just to hear like Axel, because Axel's kind of that adrenaline junkie, and so is Mike, and just hearing Martin kind of like bitching the whole time. Just to see, hold on, just to see Will Smith, Martin Lawrence, and Eddie Murphy in one movie, I'm cool with it. Where's my money? Where's my wallet? Here you go. Take the wallet. Just take it. Do what you want. That's literally what you can do. Like that movie would print money. That movie right there would print money. That would probably be one of the greatest action comedies of all time. If you mix Beverly Hills Cop with Bad Boys, hey man, hey. So this dude over here from Detroit, trying to stop the murder drug ring that's going on here in Miami, but we gotta go to Beverly Hills to stop, this rich dude from creating all this drama that's siphoning money into the drug trade. We gotta stop that in Beverly Hills, and then come back to Miami and stop the actual dealers. Oh my gosh, you're welcome. You know what I mean? Just hey, look, I'm just saying, like we could. I don't even care. I don't care. There's gonna be a lot of violence in that one. I cannot wait. And this is a pretty violent one too. Like the Beverly Hills Cop. The franchise has definitely been very, very violent. Sorry, this has definitely been a very violent series also. But like, yeah, that was we need it. We need that crossover. And what was cool is that I think Martin and Eddie are still really good friends, which is awesome awesome to see. It would have been nice to have a Life Part 2. Just putting it out there. You could have gave us another Life. Just putting it out. Well, then again, I mean, it would have been kind of hard because they were old as shit by the time the movie ended. But okay, my bad. We'll leave it alone. We'll leave it alone. But just putting it out there, we could have gotten another Life. But I really I had a good couple weeks. I mean, good weeks listening to watching these movies, man. If you guys get a chance, definitely go check out Axel F on Netflix, and also Bad Boys 4 on I think it's still in theaters right now, so go check that out. Do I have a good little battery life for this? Yeah, all right, we had 30. Okay, we're gonna try to get this done real quick. Okay, lastly, I would like to talk about this. I went to see A Quiet Place 3. Day one? Is it day one? Okay, let me tell y'all something, man. Andrew Cruz doesn't go see scary movies unless I am forcibly going to go see it. No, I wasn't forced. I'm joking. Unless I get tricked by people to go see the movie. All you have to do is really tell me free popcorn, and I'm in there like swimwear. It doesn't really matter if it's scary, nasty, or whatever it is. As long as I got a nice couple popcorns with me, we all right. You know what I'm saying? We good. So definitely went to go see Quiet Place. About damn, everything is like a couple weeks ago. I'm running behind. Okay, my bad. But A Quiet Place day one was really good. That story was so good, and I love that they gave us that little caveat where like New York is the loudest city on Earth. Now, just in case people don't know, the monsters that come down. Apparently, I just found this out from Michael Carroll on the Comic Cast. Veteran of the pod. I just found this out. Those are called Death Angels. They could have called them anything the fuck else. They could have called them anything the fuck else. Why are we calling them Death Angels? Huh? Is it deaf too? Oh no, well they can hear. Duh. Why would I say deaf? It's fucking stupid, Andrew. What are you doing? Okay, but the only problem I have, I know I have to find a problem with it. The only problem I have is how did everybody so quickly find out that it was by noise that was attracting these monsters. Like, I felt like that time where the main character, Lapita, was knocked out to the time she's waking up and everybody already knew, oh, we can't make any noise. I wish there was a point where we were told that they react to sound, they don't react to, they don't react to your movement or whatever. They only really react to sound. And for some people just to make a scratch noise and no motherfuckers on them like fucking cows, like flies on shit, is crazy. That was wild. To see like thousands of those little fuckers, of those big ass motherfucking things, or like 20 of them. Oh, Joseph, that ending scene where they're running on the fucking pier and he's trying to like survive with the cat. I'm just letting every animal lover know, by the way, just letting every animal lover know, the cat survives. All right, I don't care. Dude, I don't care if that sounds like a spoiler to any of you, but in any other circumstances, that cat's done cakes. Just letting you know. I don't ever remember a cat being so fucking quiet in my life. And that cat just atomically coming back. Well, okay. I think people get it misconstrued. Cats know where the food is. All right. Even if they leave home, they know where the food is going to be. And if somebody else leaves them food, cats ain't loyal. Okay. If somebody else was to leave that cat food, the cat's going to stay with that person because they know, all right, well, there's food here. I ain't got to go back to them motherfuckers. They're really disloyal fucks. I love cats. I'm a big cat fan. I know you guys are like, what? Wow, how does he know so much about cats? Because I'm a fucking man that loves cats. Okay, house kitties. All right, meow. Why did I do that? What's wrong with me? Why did I do that? But seriously though, if you guys haven't, Quiet Place Day 1, fantastic. Based in New York, pretty much New York sound is what a constant scream. That shit is fucking wild. That's wild. And for that to be just go straight down to zero, it has to be the hardest thing ever. Man, when they started walking out into groups, I was like, that's just food for everyone. They're about to get murked. And that's what happened. I wonder what happened to the kid. Did they ever show the kids from the beginning of the movie? I don't remember them showing them. And if I'm tripping, I might be. They only showed the family from the beginning. Like, unless they got murked too. I don't remember seeing them get murked either. So, I mean, like, shit, unless they get, hey, man, you gotta put on your PF flyers and get fucking moving. Or put on your Nikes and just do it. Make it to them motherfucking, those ships. It's crazy, man. That movie was wild. Wasn't scary. I wouldn't say it was scary. I would say it was more of a thriller. The jump scares here and there. It was more of a thriller, but they did a really good job. Me, myself, I don't know how long I would survive in a quiet place like that. Mostly because I think I snore. I was told I snore. So I guess that would have been tough money for the rest of us. Okay, I would have definitely gotten us caught. And most of my family members would definitely have gotten us caught. Just put it out there. I mean, I'm not going to say who. Okay, most of them. Okay, just a lot of them would have got us definitely murked in that situation. Just putting it out there. Truth is truth. That's what my mother always told me to tell the truth. I always will and always have and always will tell the truth. Here by truth and always will be for the truth. But seriously though, thank y'all so much for bearing with me if you have stayed with the podcast. I know we have not done anything in almost a week. I'm sorry. That storm did. Like I'm telling you, there was nowhere in the city I couldn't even. Even if I wanted to record the pod, there was nowhere in the city that I could do it. Nobody had power. Nobody at some point. Like it was crazy as fuck. So I'm so sorry for that, but there will be constant podcasts. I told you guys we locked them up again. So with that, I would like to say I love all you guys. Where you can find the Cruising Podcast is on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Patreon, YouTube, and anywhere you can find your podcast needs. That's where you can find the Cruising Podcast. Also, where you can find latest updates of the show is on Instagram at Cruising Podcast. Also on Twitter at Nicetown Finest. And please leave. Goodness gracious. And please leave a podcast review. Please leave a podcast review on Apple Podcasts. Please leave 5 stars. If you leave a 5-star rating, you'd be awesome. And also, if you leave a written review on the pod, we will start reading them bad boys out. And go join the Patreon. Patreon's about to have a lot more content especially what's been going on for the past week. So, hey, just putting it out there, a little foreshadowing for your ass. And there was one more thing. Oh, please leave a 5-star review on Spotify also. It would be great. I would love you. And also let me know how you're doing. You know what I mean? It's also kind of a mental health focused podcast. So please just let me know how you're doing. Hopefully you're doing well. And hopefully this message finds you in good faith and good health. So with that, I'll like to say I love you guys. Oh. Love you guys. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. I'll catch you guys later. Deuces.